Should Jamaica's government spend $1 billion to fix a property it doesn't own? I'm Kalila Reynolds, founder and CEO of Money Media, Money News Made Simple. So there's so much going on in this story that I don't even know where to start. Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ came under fire recently for its plans to spend roughly $1 billion Jamaican dollars to upgrade a property in Mandeville to become the new tax office there. That's roughly 6.4 million USD. But is the real problem A, they're planning to spend that much to fix up a leased building? B, they've been paying rent on the property for the last 3 years, but the building is still unoccupied? Or C, all of the above? I'll go with C for 300, Alex. According to reports tabled in Parliament, TAJ has spent $451 million to date leasing an unoccupied property. So it's easy to see why the public is upset. $500 million has already been spent on an empty building, and they plan to spend another $1 billion of taxpayers' money to fix it up. That's rough. Now, I live in Mandeville, so I know that something needs to be done about the current tax office. The space is a hot mess, and there's basically no parking. Services are actually split across 2 separate locations in Manchester, which also serve Clarendon and St. Elizabeth. But the argument now is, well, if you're going to be spending $1 billion, why not just buy or even build a property that the government can own? The property in question is owned by ScoJamPen Limited, a pension fund owned by Scotiabank. The lease is for 24 years with an option to renew. TAJ Commissioner General Ainsley Powell said when they did the numbers, it was ultimately determined that it would cost the government more to build its own building than to lease and retrofit the one they have now. As for the price tag, the agency said a whole lot of work is needed. We're talking demolition, steel framing, fixtures and furniture, plumbing, mechanical, electrical, it's a lot, an air conditioning system as well. It literally sounds like they're building this place from scratch. But TAJ insists that leasing is still a better deal because the cost per square foot is less than what they currently pay. As for why they've been paying rent for 3 years on a building they still haven't set foot in, Powell said the procurement process was to blame. Essentially, there's a bunch of red tape that's holding up the process. He explained that renovating a space that large requires cabinet approval and a consultant to manage the project. So then you end up with 2 separate procurement processes, one for the consultant and one for the contractor. And the bidding and selection process can take up to 14 months each. On top of that, they had to restart the process of finding a contractor because 4 new bids were added after the cutoff date last year. So it's been very chaotic, but it doesn't seem like TAJ or the government is willing to budge, and that's the bottom line. So, what do you think? Should the government just buy or build a new property? Why or why not? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to my newsletter for money news like this straight to your inbox. Click the link up here or in the description below. Let's get this money.
Let's get this money.